Alright, so something a little different for today. A buddy of mine wound up having a broken window regulator, or at least that's what we suspect everything is. Hopefully there's no other problems. I'll give you a close up here in a second. You can see this is all taped up. This window's not functioning anymore, so to help him out, especially on an Audi because these things can be expensive, we're going to swap out a regulator. So I already ordered one. This is going to be that new regulator here. And I'll just give you a walkthrough, I guess, on how to rip this old glass out of here and get this new regulator inside. So what we're working on here today is an Audi A3. So this will be like your 15 plus model. First thing we'll have to do to remove the panel is get behind this little plastic trim. There should be like 3 T25 screws in the back. The way I pull these panels is I always have a little panel removal tool. I'll look for the soft spots. So this feels pretty soft, so I'm gonna enter there. And I'm just gonna pry back. And these will just pull right out. So then inside here, you'll see 1, 2, 3 T25s. There's one more T25 that is underneath the handle. Now that those screws are removed, it's just gonna be a bunch of pop clips. So once you've popped that off on the back side, there's just gonna be this blue clip and wire, which is going to your door pull handle. There's this little quick release off of your speaker, which you just depress this tab to pull that speaker out. And then you're gonna have for your other electronics that go to this module, there's a little red tab. We're gonna pull this red tab out so that we can release this plug. And now we're just gonna pop off the motor with some more T25s. And here you can see the problem that cabling out of the regulator snapped and coiled itself around the motor. So now we're gonna pull off this little rubber covering. All right, so here's an inside view of where that track is. Fortunately for me, I'm able to lower this, and there's gonna be a couple little plastic clips. So there's one right here, and then there's one on the inside over there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what's gonna be holding this glass to the regulator. And to give you a view of that on the new one, that's that right there, where that's gonna clip in. So we'll need to pull that from there. We gotta pull this entire glass out. So the next thing we're gonna do is remove the plastic trim around all of the glass. And we're gonna start removing the rest of the panels from this so that we can get all of this out. So I think my lighting sucks ass, but now to remove this glass, we're gonna pull this trim. And back here, let's see if we can get this thing to focus here. There's a couple T20 screws. So I'll take out those T20s, and then this plastic panel is gonna slide down and back. So inside this section, you're gonna see a little push tab like that. You'll actually push that through from the front, which I already did. And then that'll release this, so this has some play. And we're gonna pop this thing out entirely so that when we slide in the new glass, we'll reset that into that white plastic piece. And it's gonna be essentially the same process over there. So now with the glass released, we should be able to just slide that up and out from the front. And we'll swap in the new regulator. So for this regulator now that we have the glass out, we'll have 2 tins that are retaining it and these plastic little push clips, and we should be able to remove this as well. For these little push clips, I just used a screwdriver to push the sides in. I left this tin on there loosely just to keep the motor from falling. Drop this thing down. I just gotta maneuver our way out of here. Come through this opening. Everything in reverse. So now all I've done is place this back in reverse. So I'm just gonna smack those little 10mm nuts on. I threw some T25s to get this motor mounted into that cog, and then I'll give this a test run. I need to cycle it down anyway so I can get the glass installed. All right, so motor's all plugged in. Car's got power, do a little test. And we're in business. Now I'll just keep that window motor down low enough so I can install the glass. Once we set the glass, we're just going to reinstall those pins to lock the glass in place and put everything back together. So now with the glass reset, inside these little holes, we have to put our retention clips again. So that's what we popped out earlier. So we're gonna run this one first, which you'll be able to compress these corners. You can see there, those corners will compress to allow it to slide into the glass. And in the center of that, it's going to be just this little push pin. And that's gonna expand it, and then I'll lock that clip in the glass. So we do that one there, and this one on the inside. So we're actually just gonna move that motor up now to adjust the glass, where earlier we were able to do it manually. So this first one's really easy to press in because there's no tension on the inside, really, and again, it compresses pretty simply. So there's a little groove in the center where it's gonna lock into place. This one here, I'm just gonna insert into the middle, and I'm just gonna give it a go with the back of a screwdriver to push that in and lock it into place. I'm gonna need both hands for this, but that's all I'm gonna do is put pressure from the front here and lock that pin into place. All right, so pretty simple there. I just put my hand on the back side so I had some pressure. Push that pin in, and then we'll do this other one. You're not gonna be able to see because of that angle there. That one's actually kind of difficult to get to, but once that's done, we'll put it back together and this is done. All right, so this door panel's all back in, everything installed outside of that final little panel there. We'll just give it a tester before we lock down all the screws. And we're in business. All fixed. Hope that helps some people out. I'm gonna start turning these videos sideways and doing full length.